Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome to the Legends Esports draft night for our fall split. I'm very, very excited to be here along with my boy Rocket One, aka Bam Booper. How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm excited for another great draft. It's always a fun time getting to see where all these players are going. A lot of new faces, but a lot of vets coming back to play, and excited to see where the synergies are. And I'm sure you're a little excited for it tonight too, eh?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm excited for LRS. I mean, I'm drafting in that one, but looking towards this LAS, man, mid pool looks super fresh this year. I mean, we've got so many new faces. I mean, we've got like Goofs and Wolven Alchemist. It's so interesting to see a bunch of new faces come in to the LAS scene. It's probably one of our biggest like training grounds for new talent. So it's very interesting to always watch the LAS and see who really pops out. And we see like the Fly coming from jungle last split. It's very interesting to see a bunch of role swaps this year too.
Yeah, that's a big part too. So I mean, I've been talking to a couple of the players during the break, and some of them trying out some new roles and finding a lot of success with the change up there. So I've even felt that a little bit myself, kind of changing it up a little bit. I'm like, oh, you know what, this is a little bit more fun. So nothing wrong with getting a little change up, and sometimes it works out better. We've seen pro players, switch like perks from mid to ADC, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's all part of the learning experience here, and I'm excited to see how players are going to do. So first up, we are going to be starting with the Legends series here. That will be the first one up, and these are your 7 teams for the split. That will be the Vipers, the Outlaws, the Phantoms, the Bandits, the Guardians, the Spartans, and the Lions. So a few returning teams here, and a couple new faces as well too. Lots of new, keeping it fresh.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm gonna keep my eye on teams like Guardians, who already have their captain plus the an extra pick as well. They have Re-Lean and then Goob up in the top lane, role swapping from mid. That's going to be super interesting to watch, as well as other teams along the draft line here. We got Spartans helmed by the one and only famous Chai T from the Dragons last year. We got Phantoms making a return, which is always awesome to see. We've got, the Bandits, which is a new face, I believe, if not a really previous split. And yeah, a bunch of awesome icons, and I'm really excited to see what these teams can bring to the honor of these logos. Yeah, so we are almost ready for draft here. We got the Vipers as well, being helmed by Shu. Very awesome, as well as, let me just make sure we've got all of the ones correct here. Yeah, the Bandits are going to be helmed by Fly, so that's awesome. And we got Vor Daddy, I believe, sitting with the Lions. So, yep, very cool to see. We've got a red wheelbarrow. I believe he is helming the Bandits, if that is correct.
No, Outlaws.
Outlaws. Okay. Sorry, just getting the logos fresh in my mind. Yeah, but I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with these teams. I'm sure all the captains already have their perfect lines set up in their head for what they really want to go for first, second, third. And if you don't, then maybe that unpreparation could harm you in the draft. But who knows? Because a lot of people are definitely looking towards these first, second, and third picks to decide what the draft is going to be like. If it's just the top 3 getting taken away real quickly, like Solaran and Dream Unforgiven getting taken away off the bat, I wouldn't be surprised by that, because you see them at the top and you think, okay, that's a fine benchmark, that's a good player that I can rely on, and I will pick them first. But maybe some people have other plans in the draft, and they have ideas maybe outside of looking for the best player, more so looking for people that they synergize with really well. And I'm especially looking at Chai T for that, because he is a jungler, and junglers usually want to cater their lanes pretty hard. They want to have lanes that they can prioritize and communicate well with. It's just going to be a big juggle between that stuff, and yeah, I'm interested to see what sort of plans everyone has going into this draft.
Absolutely. And I mean, I've said it so many times on the casting bench too, just communication is so key, and it's awesome seeing it with the pre-mades, but that's where it gets a little tricky here with the draft, right? You want to be, picking people you might have played with before, or you might have talked with, and see that they have a champion pool that really matches your kind of playstyle. So all things captains could be considering tonight. Before we move into the draft, one quick, not so much announcement, but a little something for you guys here. We are going to be doing the LAS draft right very soon. Then, oh, I'm back. Then we will be having a quick break. After our break, we have a big announcement. There is going to be what's going on over there? What's this I see on the TV? A little bit of an announcement there. Post break right before our LRS draft. So make sure to stick around for that. But with that being said, I think we're about ready to get this draft started. So why don't we go ahead and actually take a look at the pick order for this? Got it up.
Honestly, I probably would prefer first pick just because you can lock a very solid pick outside of your own lane. But I can see a lot of merit in getting that double pick right off the bat because you just get two really strong, consistent players. Maybe you get synergized with each other. Maybe you can talk to one player and they can recommend a second player mid picks. But I think usually I'd prefer the first or second pick, but that might just be because I'm a really low rank and want my teammates to carry me. But DeFly, probably as one of the higher ranked players in this pool here, is probably looking pretty nice with a double, just safe picks that he gets. Probably someone like an AP mid player or a Bup and Cup, I believe that's the name. Yeah, something like that in the player pool. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see. I mean, first pick is very important. I believe we are ready. Yes. DeFly is, gonna get that double pick right off round 1 and 2. So it should be interesting to see where these picks end up coming through.
Yeah, and I think we're just getting a couple things straightened out and in order here, but a lot of great stuff we can be looking for, and I'm trying to look and see who these players are going to be going for. I mean, a couple of familiar names there for Chai T to look at. Solaren coming through huge with some of those spicy solo plays there. But do you look for someone, maybe some fresh talent here too? I was talking, and actually I've been talking and watching a little bit of first time Sonos play, and they've transferred on over to the mid lane, so I'm excited to see what they're doing. One of their recent mid games was very spicy, so totally something to look out for there. It's going to be a wild night and crazy to see what these teams end up as.
Yeah, and speaking on the talent, we have a lot of high peaks here. I mean, like I said, Bup and Cup earlier, he has a highest rank of P3, which is not a usual talent that you would see in LAS. Usually you would see newcomers be sort of lower on the rank sphere, but there is some surprising faces. I mean, Dreams Unforgiven, highest rank P4, and that's a jungler, so that could be a pretty highly contested pick there. I could see Ezio Killer or a Red Wheelbarrow easily scooping up Solaran and Dream Unforgiven very quickly just because of their highest ranks and how just really well played they seem.
Honestly, I think that might be a good call for the Phantoms here, considering that Ezio is signed up as a duo. That bot lane, the ADC and support, picking up a solid jungler is the dream for a bot lane. You get someone who can come down there and actually get an ADC to the point where they're an actual ADC. That's perfect for them. So I think, yeah, you're definitely right. That is a good look there for what the Phantoms might do with this one. But let's see over on the Outlaws there. That's a Red Wheelbarrow. And let's go find them. What position are we at for a Red Wheelbarrow?
He is a support player.
And coming in solo. So really has an open canvas here.
has the world at his fingertips, basically. I mean, you got whatever you are able to scoop up in the earlier rounds here. I mean, it is sort of unfortunate that all of the second row players in this sort of draft is duo players with somebody. It can be unfortunate, but at times it's usually better to get people who are, completely fresh and have a fresh mindset going into it. If Red Wheelbarrow, coming in as a newcomer himself, can get a team of completely new people and build a synergy that's completely strong, like we saw with the Dragons last year, it could be completely mind blowing to the scene in LAS.
Yeah, that's would be something to see. But I think captains are about ready to get going. Uh, we will check into this, but a lot of options here, and I think maybe the players are listening into this too and getting a few ideas for what they're going to be going for. But I think it's a lot of options and a lot of variation here, especially for the solo players coming in, the solo captains, because again, you can look for those familiar players, or you can go with just some fresh legs and build a whole new team from scratch. So totally up to the option of the captain, and I'm excited to see what they decide to go for.
Yeah, definitely. People like First Time Sona and Baines are completely fresh to their roles, or completely fresh to the scene in general, and I'm surprised we haven't heard of these people before, considering some of these people's highest peaks and their just their absolute like dominance, it seems, in solo queue. I'm op.gging a few people, and just some of their win rates are just completely high. Like, they're just 53, 54% win rates. It's just very surprising to see a bunch of these players show up now in the scene, especially as we rebranded to Legends. It's very awesome to see fresh talent come in with the fresh name and the fresh apparel that we're going to be picking up later, hopefully.
Hell yeah. So we'll keep you guys updated as we are checking our documents here, and captains are currently deciding on picks right now. So gonna have to give them a couple seconds here. We've got lots of time to choose, and it's no rush to put together a big team here.
Oh, and it seems like the first pick has been chosen. It will be Buppin Cup, as I was talking up earlier with that P3 highest rank, picked up by Chai T, so the jungler picking up a nice top laner that he can rely on. Very nice to see getting that first pick being Buppin Cup. Just a very strong pick. Very reliable too. I mean, highest rank obviously speaks for itself. I mean, if he can play at that peak, then I mean, it shouldn't be hard to take some of these names from the top, reliable top laners in the league.
Absolutely. But we're going to get that stat or the names up there at least. But let me just check with one thing as we're going to bring it on over to the Spartans page here. There we are. So on over to the Spartans as we see Chai T in there as the jungler. And then it is Buppin Cup as the top laner. All right.
Very nice. And now we are waiting on the Phantoms to be picking their next player. It will be either probably Solarin or Dreams Unforgiven, in my opinion. You'd either want the highest peaked top or jungler or the highest peaked mid laner. Just seems like a very reasonable pick at the moment. You could also go for something like AP mid player, but I think Solarin and Dreams Unforgiven would just be way too much of a waste not to pick up right now with your early pick. I feel like you'd be sort of wasting your early pick. Not so much wasting it, more so just like giving it away to maybe a different strategy. Maybe you have a different idea in mind, and Solarin and Dreams Unforgiven sort of don't fit that mindset, so you pick something else, but only time will tell as we are waiting on the Phantoms to pick right now.
Yep, and we were talking about, picking up that jungler, so maybe that's what comes through here. Just make sure we're in the right box there. Sorry, I might be messing with someone on the Google Doc there, but let's head on back to the actual draft as Phantom's big choice to make here, and it will be.
Ooh.
Okay, so
interesting. So we see LD Paradox being picked up for the Phantoms here on that round 1 draft. Very nice pickup. The mid laner here going to be gold 4 peaked, current rank gold 4. So you know he's about at his level already, and he is a fresh face. So it is going to be quite interesting to see how LD can be pushing these Phantoms, helmed by Ezio, to greatness, hopefully, this season.
And with LD Paradox being picked up, he does, I believe, have a duo with Grim Souls. Just double checking here, but if you wanna check that one for me.
Ooh, yes, it does seem like that is the case. So it looks like Grim Souls will be already locked for the Phantoms. Looks like the Phantoms have already gotten 4 out of their 5 players, and they are waiting on their round 2 pick to sort of seal the deal here. We got Grim Souls gonna be their, I believe it's their jungler, if I'm not mistaken. Oh nope, it's their top laner. Their top laner, highest rank B1. I cannot see the current rank as it is being currently blocked. Oh, B4 is his current rank, and looks like it'll be a 4-man already locked in for the Phantoms here. So you know the draft has been freed up a little bit. We've got and this still the interesting names Solarin and Dreams Unforgiven completely untouched as of this second pick. So it should be quite interesting going into this third pick whether a red wheelbarrow is going to be picking up that mid laner or that jungler.
Yeah. So I mean, kind of locks them in. They have their ADC, they have their mid, they have their support, and Grim Souls, I believe, is top laner as well too.
Yes, he is a top laner.
So that
he is just leaves a lot of openness in the in this top half here.
It really does, but you know, there's 2 ways to look at it. Yeah, you don't get that top jungle pick, but you do lock down a mid in the top, which again can have some very good synergy controlling that top half of the map, and you know, sandwich a good jungle in between them, whether that be one of the top 3 picks. Either one of those 3 are